I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Recognition of visitors. We got Carl Weatherby, we got Jordan Bryce, and Curtis Wood. I do, sometimes.
It's the mask.
Names I'm not good at usually, but I know it all. All right, so first of all, who wants to go first? Carl, you got something?
Curtis can go first.
Curtis,
I can go.
Just observing at the moment.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay. This is my third meeting I've been to about the trash thing. First two meetings I came to, I kind of wanted the board to tell me why they think the trash is, we should do away with it.
Okay.
And I just keep hearing it's a broken system, and that's all I hear.
All right, so I tried to take it all in, try to listen to everything, and there's monies that potentially could be coming from the general fund, which people in the town don't pay in the general fund. But then I learned that as a town, we have to pay dues to
I got it all.
the solid, yeah, I'm just going through this in my mind, so correct me.
Well, I got it stuff printed out to show you.
Okay. Do I think it's a broken system? I personally, for the record, don't believe it's a broken system, but I think it's something between the taxpayers, the select board, the leaders of the community. If they want to see this move forward, need to get together and come up with a compromise on what we can do.
How do you get a compromise, Andy, when people come to the meetings and offer to get a group of people together, they shut it down? Meetings are supposed to happen.
I would support that, but who's gonna lead the meetings? Who's gonna, who wants to take the lead, I guess is. I would love to jump in and say I would, wholeheartedly take this, but I've got a lot on my plate as it is.
I understand that, but basically what I get from the select board is nothing. It's a broken system, the town people pay for the village people's garbage, which isn't true. A lot of false information being passed around, and I got some stuff I'd like to go over tonight, just to maybe change somebody's mind or whatever. First thing I wanna go over is, there was a meeting, December 20th, I got it here if you guys wanna hear it. December 20th, 2021, the board voted to raise from $88 a month to 80.
No,
before
88.
to 88.
88, yeah.
Okay, well, there's some bad information passed around,
Okay,
that there's 309 people on the system.
okay,
Well, that's not right. You can't go by people because one person can have 20 units.
it's not even, it's gotta be by the unit, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Let me get to that. So, I went to speak with Kylie after, and I said, Kylie, somebody's saying there's only 309 people. And she goes, no, there's 389 people on the system.
Okay.
So if you give John a raise, how much did you give him?
$1,200 a quarter.
That's not right. You
Well,
said 309 people.
yeah, but it went up $4 per
But
user.
you're not
Okay.
paid right to.
Well, he was requesting 1,300.
John didn't request a raise, you offered it.
No, he said, all of my costs are going up. We haven't had an increase since I took over the system.
Okay.
How many people? 300,
389 people.
I don't
that's 1550.
I don't know that number is correct.
That is correct. Call Kylie. I discussed this with her several times.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so we went from 300 people, $4 raise, so you say it's 1,200, but it's 389 people on the system, so that's 6,200 for the year.
Yeah, okay. 1,600 a quarter, 6,400 actually.
Okay, 62 and some change.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So, what is the raise? What did you really give John? What is the raise?
the residential rate went up by $4 to
Yeah, but
support.
that's,
Well, John's increases are smaller than that, and I'm not sure what Kylie changed the per sticker price to.
okay. So once again, did it go to $6,200 or did it go to $4,800 a year? And it says, in the meeting, it says you wanted to give John $100 a week increase to make him whole. If you want 100 a week, it's 5,200.
No, we didn't say that.
Yes, you did, I got it right, I knew you
Okay.
were gonna say that.
All right, well,
So I
fine.
brought the video.
So it's a misquote. We raised it from 84 to 88. That was the
Okay,
motion, okay? And that would generate, based on the numbers that we had, the list, I have the list right here. It has 309 names on it, okay? And on those 309 names, which again, it's that document that you don't like, but that's all I had to work
oh, we're
with,
gonna discuss your document.
okay?
This,
So,
where did you get this document?
Why does Kylie tell me it's
I don't know.
389?
I can't speak for Kylie, and I won't speak for Kylie. There's 309 names on that list.
Let me see your list.
I'm wondering if the confusion comes from names, as you suggested, versus physical addresses in the district for traffic.
Because some people own 20 units.
Mhm.
So that one person, are you just raising for that one person, or are you raising for his 20 units? Or there's people that own duplexes, so there's 2 units there.
Mhm.
So you're saying there's just 309 people through the whole system?
I was just counting on that list.
So basically,
And John told me, and I'm aware of fees that are increasing this
I'm not
year.
discussing the fees, I'm talking how
I
much of a
understand.
raise did you give?
Well, I don't know what the per sticker
Yeah,
raise
that
was,
specific.
but the per customer raise based on these, the 309 numbers was $4. And that was to cover the increases that he's receiving in tipping fees, which are going up, I wanna say $25. And then the district is raising their fees.
That's fine, Tim, but that's not where I'm going.
Okay,
I'm going by,
well, do you have,
where do you guys
let me
get your
tell you
numbers?
what, Carl, I hope you fixed it. Do you have a fix for it? We'd be happy to adopt it.
oh, if you give stupid numbers and you don't know your facts, why?
so basically what I'm hearing, okay, they find out how
I'm not
many
gonna-
units are on the system.
Right.
Because names could count as more than one
Mm-hmm.
Right,
place.
so there was a $4 raise.
Yes.
So is it $6,200 a year, or is it $4,800 a year, or is it $5,200?
That's the part the board is unclear of right now, because if you're going off the 360 people.
If the board,
You had 360 units, right?
389.
389, okay. Sometimes I forget. And we had 309?
9 on it.
Okay,
That's-
so that's names and you've got units. So we need to clear.
No, what needs to be clarified is we pay by the ticket. It's not really by the names.
It's by the unit though, right?
Yeah, it's by the unit.
And that's what we need to go by.
So we go by 389,
Okay.
okay?
So,
But the problem is we don't increase that entire amount, doesn't go to, that $4 increase doesn't go to John.
But what I'm hearing.
No, we didn't say it.
I'm
No,
not-
you
I'm
said
just
it
saying-
did. You said you wanted to increase John's rate $4.
Yeah, I wanted to go up $1,200 because that
You
was,
said $4 for John.
yeah, but it isn't,
We have it right here.
I
You voted on
understand,
it,
but
Tim.
that, I know, but that's not the case. It doesn't,
Okay,
we
we don't agree
increased
with
the
that.
Hold on a second,
residential
hold one at a
rate.
time, and I got a question I would like to ask. So we were basing that $4 off the 309 people, is that correct? Okay, so Carl's bringing it to our attention, the $4 should be per unit,
Mhm.
that's correct. So.
Yes,
well,
the
my
four-
thing
$4
is, if you're giving John a $4 rate, that's the confusion.
Right,
If you wanna give John $1,200 more a quarter,
right, that's
You raised-
that's more than what we actually, because we raised it
right, your
$4.
$4 is actually more.
Correct,
It's $6,200 a year
correct,
So-
versus $4,800.
correct, and I did not know that until,
Okay, you wanna hear it on video?
I
It's
trust you.
better than the minutes, cause
I trust you.
I'll be more than glad to play it. So
If you
there's-
have it, I know you know your stuff, Carol.
Yeah.
So,
So that was the first thing. If the board doesn't know what they voted for a raise, how can you manage a system?
I agree, and that's something that, it didn't dawn on me at the time that we were going by people and units, the difference. Yeah, I know, I realize that, you know, and that's why I'm asking the questions.
Right.
So we need to revisit this is what I'm getting at, but personally, I would like to see the board.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Usually when the rates are increased,
Mhm.
you're usually your town clerk or somebody that does that every day,
Mhm.
does that, so they know, so these issues don't come up.
Yeah.
But when somebody did it that doesn't normally do it, that's where you get your confusion.
Yes,
Town clerk does not do that. It has to be approved by this board, and she specifically does not want to be involved in it.
She don't wanna be involved in the trash?
That's correct. She
I don't-
don't, setting the rates.
I-
I know, because it's a
Because you
broken
guys have-
system. No, we met at
Okay,
length.
okay,
many
let's-
times.
whoa,
Go on to the next.
okay, so
We'll investigate that, Carl.
I'm gonna
That's a good point.
I'm gonna talk to Kylie, and we're gonna go from there, we're gonna figure out what went wrong, straighten it out, go from there. We've already approved it, Carl, so,
So if it's $6,200 raise for John,
but is it all going to John?
It doesn't
Yes.
go to John.
let's play this right here and we'll resolve this. In this video, you said you will increase John's rates $4. John's rate. You didn't
From
say.
84
the
to
budget.
88.
Yes,
That's correct.
$4 raise for John.
Mhm.
Okay, that's 6,200.
Okay.
Yeah, so the way it was worded was incorrect. It should have been towards, I
It
mean,
should be
it
$4,
should be $4 because it should,
but that's what you voted in.
correct, based off the 309.
There's an 80 people, 80 unit discrepancy.
So we need.
So you get $1,400 extra that's in the system. It's not all going to John, because he gets paid by the ticket.
Let's just
But I
listen to
know what I
this.
said. I said that.
Let's just listen to this and we'll resolve this issue.
I don't think we will. Because John wasn't getting paid the $84.
He wasn't, but you wanted to increase his rates $4
Right,
for 300 people, which is 1,200.
right.
Is what you wanted to increase
And
his
so
rates.
there was a mistake. We put in the increase for 800 more people, or 80 more people.
Right,
And so there's a net $1,400, so we can roll back the rates by 45 cents. Is what it would be. Because if it's 380, that's
Okay, let's
80
just
more than
listen
we
to
had
this.
calculated.
Yeah, $100 a week. And we talked today, there's roughly 300 active customers. This is the list here. It's 309 people. Yeah. And I talked to him about a $4 increase. Well, that keeps them whole. A quarter, yeah. Yeah, so we'd go from 84 to 88, okay? And that keeps them whole, you know, because 300 customers, he's gonna generate,
So are you,
1,200 and some.
are you now, are you now thinking that we need to keep our trash off?
Only for 6 months. John doesn't,
so we don't have to listen to the whole thing, but you did hear $4 for John to increase his rates.
Yeah.
Okay, which.
And the 309 people that I was working
Right.
with.
So that was $1,200.
So all I'm telling you right now, Carl, is if you'd like, we can roll back the rates for the next quarter by that extra
No, I want you to
$1,400.
see Kylie, and I want you to get it correct. Because how can you
If
say
you're
the
telling me it's
system's broken?
389, and I'm basing it on 309, that's 80 additional customers. You have $1,400 that you're claiming we shouldn't have been collecting, right?
I'm saying if you multiply 309 people,
Yeah?
309 people times
$4,
$4, no,
$136.
it's $4 a month times four
No,
quarters,
$4
so
a quarter.
$16
Yeah.
a quarter.
No,
A year.
it's
It's $4.
$16 a year.
Yeah.
Right.
$4 a quarter. Yeah,
It's what?
What are you trying to figure out?
1236.
$12.36 would be the
So four,
quarterly on 309 people.
So if you're basing that $4 off 391, so
389.
389, I'm sorry, 389.
So it's 80 people different, and it's
Four
$1,400.
times 389 equals 1556. Subtract $1,200. Because that's what we're going to give
So
them,
309.
is that correct? We're shooting for the
No,
$1,200,
you're giving them 12.36, or the rate increased 12.36,
1236.
based on our calculations.
So
which are
it's-
incorrect.
It gives a surplus of $320 per quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So 320 times 4 equals, oops, 1280. So 1280 divided by 389 is, yes, $3 and something per person a year.
Yeah, it would reduce by about 35 cents.
So it's more than the $1,200.
Okay, yeah, so, yep,
So
we made a mistake. I'm
I don't-
sorry about that.
I don't think it's all going to John. though.
It
No,
doesn't
I
all
think
go
it's-
to John,
it's
but,
right here, you said it was $4 increase
But-
per month. No, it's more.
I know what I said.
You said $4.
And I was informed after that meeting that it really isn't by the customer. We were just trying to make the system remain whole, okay? And so I said, John's gonna be biting a bullet on $1,300 worth of expenses, okay? And I said, so we need to put this rate up like $4. The residential rate by $4, okay? And now you're pointing out that we have a surplus of $1,400 because I miscalculated it by 80 people, right? So that's, 1,400 is $40, or not even, it's $35. So we can lower the rate.
So you're increasing it $4 a quarter,
Yep.
$16 a year.
Yep,
Times
based on 309 people,
389 people,
right?
6,200.
Okay. But you still need to go up the $4.
Well, we,
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
was $1,200 per quarter? Was that
Extra.
Extra.
And that's to cover the expenses of the
So subtract
hall.
4,800 from that.
It's 1,400, and it's a 80 customer difference.
But my question to the board, you said $4 increase for John.
I meant to the system.
You didn't say
I
that.
know, but I meant to the system.
Is that justifiable?
I think we probably, to make it right, we'll go and amend that, just bring it up in the minutes tonight to the system instead of to John. Would that be satisfactory?
Well, yes, but my point I'm trying to make is you increased it by not knowing the proper amount of people.
Yes.
So you're $1,200 over.
Yes.
If I wouldn't have come here tonight, you never would have said anything. That $1,200 would have went to John, like you said, or would have not went to John?
I don't
like you
believe it
said?
would have gone to John. I think.
Well, it says when you voted, it was going to increase to John to make him
I
whole.
agree with that, Carl.
Okay,
I agree with that. What I'm saying is, it was a misword, not knowing, when you're coming in and you get information saying that you've got 300 and so many people on there, and you brought it to our attention tonight that we've got 389 units.
that's one of my
And-
points exactly.
right.
The board's not aware of what they're managing.
Right.
Okay, let's move on to the next.
That's why we would
Thank
like
you
to get out
for
of the
bringing
trash
that up.
business.
Well, that's why you need to pay attention when you bring something up to vote at a meeting.
I absolutely agree with you.
It's a
Absolutely.
temporary circumstance, we were gonna revisit
Yes,
everything.
it is
now.
temporary.
Revisit
It's
everything, to
temporary.
try to figure out what we're doing.
And,
what we got going.
based on the per ticket prices, the conversation that I had with Kylie after the fact, and she must have been using 389 because she increased John's fee by like $3 because I specifically said he needs to get $1,200.
Right, that's where it comes in. You said $1,200.
Right.
John needs to get $1,200
Right.
more.
Yep.
So you multiplied $4 more that you wanted to give him,
By the
300.
309, but
300, so
Yeah,
just said
that's
there.
fine, yeah.
So that's $1,200. But that's what your intents were. But what you really did was you raised, instead of $4,800 a year, you raised it
I
$6,200.
totally understand what you're
Okay.
saying.
And that's my point.
So,
And how would you like to see it satisfied? It's not going to John. Would you like to see a rollback in the rates?
Well, when we get to that, Tim, I wanna tell you what happens when you do, it should go back to voting what the actual increase for John was gonna be, and not, you need to raise it what you need, not what, by bad
Well,
numbers.
no,
You need-
but
You need correct information when you do
You're
your
not
job.
putting all the factors in.
What factors do you want?
You need the factors of the unpaid bills.
We gotta get to that later on.
Well, we're not gonna spend the night on this, I don't think.
Well, yeah, because you're wrong on everything, and you just don't
Okay,
wanna
I'm
accept
wrong
it.
on everything, and I'll accept whatever you wanna tell me,
You know what,
but
Tim? Every time I come to a meeting, I have some pretty good stuff to bring up, and you
Yeah.
fight with me every
I'm
single
not
time.
fighting with
Every
you.
single time, it's a fight.
I'm not
So-
fighting with you. I think we're looking at different sets of numbers.
Exactly.
And the
I
system-
come to the town hall and I get the correct numbers from the person that takes care of that. You
Yeah.
just get it out of the air.
okay,
Okay,
it's
listen.
enough personal between the two of you, we're just gonna get on with the facts.
Okay, let's get
But
on
he's
to
not
that.
calculating all the facts. You have to,
Okay,
in
Tim,
order for the.
Tim.
No.
No, you wanna listen for a minute? If we just get right to the point instead of bringing it, going on and going on and going on, this meeting won't last so long. He has good facts. Now, arguing back
I
and
have
forth.
good facts too.
Yes, but arguing back and forth is not gonna solve anything.
Okay, that's
All right.
fine.
So,
That's fine.
bring up, what are some of the hidden costs that he's not aware of?
He knows what they are. He did the research. He came up and he went back, I don't know, 20 years even, to find
So
out.
this is
what they
this
were
is what I'm
losing.
talking about, Tim. If you would just come out and say what's on your mind for facts instead of throwing them.
Well, I don't have the numbers in front of me.
Okay, that's
But
understandable.
what it is that increase of $4 to the residential rate was to cover a number of factors.
What are the
For
factors?
John to get $1,200 more a quarter, okay? It was also to compensate for the receivables list, which is at the end of this year, I believe was $126,000, okay? That's stickers that have gone out that aren't paid for.
That's not true.
Okay. It's
I
in the
wanna
town
cover that,
report.
Tim, I wanna cover that.
Okay,
Okay, let's get on to the next thing,
fine.
okay? I got a list here. Can you give one to Sherry?
Thank you.
Okay. This is a list. Sherry, you did garbage before, Tim.
Yep,
Have you seen the list like this before?
no,
I cut the names off so people wouldn't be
Okay.
ridiculed on the camera for not paying their bill. And I also put the date, left the date on here, because the date on this list is very important.
yes,
So when you go to get this list, I asked Kylie, I said, Kylie, can I get a list of people that owe a garbage bill?
So this is over 30 days, over 60, over 90, over 120.
Correct.
Correct.
So Kylie printed me a list.
$124,000.
Yep. So, before I go over that, let me get rid of this paper too.
Sorry again, I misspoke. I said 126, it's only 124 and change.
a lot of these people have big bills, but they've never received stickers, because once you owe your second bill.
I'm gonna
you
cover
get
that for
stickers.
Sharon.
Okay.
Can you
So
get
those are
Sharon?
actually falsified numbers, because.
Well, as we have said over the course of years, it's, in my opinion, it's a uncollectible debt. It's a,
That's the problem.
and it's a, that's the largest single contributor to the broken system. That,
The village voted it in, but people take themselves off from
You
there.
guys are getting off track.
go ahead, I'm sorry. Mr. Weatherby, go ahead.
Okay. This second paper I give you here,
Mhm.
this is right out of the new town report book.
Mhm.
If you look on here, the town receivables for garbage, $143,790.
Mhm.
So that's bad, right? Is that bad, you guys?
I personally don't think it is, but that's my opinion.
So if you
Because
look at,
I think it's a paper
it's
debt.
not a paper debt.
Well, I know, because the stickers were issued. And-
Okay, let's listen.
No, but.
If you go back onto the back of this paper that I just gave you here, the
Yeah.
list that I give you,
Yeah.
that's $124,397.
Mhm.
And this was printed on February
The 8th.
8th. That's why you gotta keep your list up to date. You can't have an outdated list. So January 31st, we had $143,790 on the books.
No,
Less than a
December
month later,
31st.
December 31st, a month later, $20,000 was paid in garbage.
Mhm.
In 1 month, in January.
Yeah, because that's when the bills due, right?
Yeah.
Right, plus other people's paid their bills. So that's a pretty big improvement. But if you look at that number of $121,000, is that bad? What is that? Sherry used to do garbage, what do you think of that number?
124,000, is that what you're talking about?
120,
Let's see, 124.
124, yeah. Is that a,
That there, people, I'm assuming, I'm hoping they didn't have the service. They're on our service, they're being billed for it, but they have not
The way you should,
received any stickers since their first billing was not paid and they got their second billing. They don't receive stickers unless their first bill gets paid.
the
yeah,
way,
but that's not what I'm
So-
trying
no,
to get you.
but
But
the way you
say-
should look at that receivable is on your sheet here, your first day is current. Okay, that's your quarter, okay? Anything in the over 90, those, and over 120 are the real receivable, are not the real receivable because they didn't get stickers. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're not correct.
They didn't get stickers.
Who
If
didn't
you
get
don't,
stickers?
if you didn't pay this first quarter, okay,
You get stickers.
you don't get any more stickers,
Tim,
Please
will you
don't do that.
stop for a minute?
okay?
The first column you have right here,
Yeah.
current or over 30 days.
Mhm.
This bill's not even due yet. It wasn't even due when this list was printed. But if you look, it totals it all up and it puts it into the past due amounts.
To 21,000.
Yeah,
And
21,000,
the point that I'm trying to make,
$21,161 of that 124,000 isn't even due yet.
So
but
it's not due to the
under-
15th.
understand what I'm saying.
So entertain me here for a second, because I don't pay trash.
So this is the total.
Yeah,
of
I know
line
that's the
number
total.
one.
When is
So-
it due though?
It's, was due on the 15th.
Of March.
Of March?
Mhm.
So it's,
February. No,
No,
March.
March.
Okay, March.
so basically this is showing a negative, which really isn't due until.
It's not gonna be a negative yet.
Right, it shouldn't be, but the system's putting it as a negative.
Yeah.
If you add it all up, so that's down $21,000. So it's still money owed to the town, but it's not due yet.
But is this money that
This
is
number here,
delinquent past, what's the column,
yes,
120 days? So does that money stay the same all the time?
well, I'm
No.
gonna get to that.
It continues to roll up.
Yeah,
And that's the problem with the system.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Now, to explain it, John gets paid by the issued tickets,
Okay.
okay? And that would be reflective of an $88 bill,
Okay.
okay? The current ones. If they don't pay that, okay,
Mhm.
then they don't get any more stickers. So all of these numbers in the other columns, they never received those stickers. They
So
were never
what
put
keeps
into the
going on?
system.
If,
What's that?
Going on.
Oh, I know that, they don't turn the meter off, that's what I'm saying, that's a fallacy in
So
the
you
system,
got
that it's not a
information
real
that's on
receivable.
Yes, it is a real receivable.
They don't issue the
No,
tickets.
they don't issue the tickets, but every ticket that's sold
Yeah.
$2.25 roughly goes to John, and $1 something stays to the town in the fund. So if Sherry doesn't pay her bill, part of my money pays Sherry's bill.
That's
So
correct.
it does get paid. That's not a fake debt. It's actually a debt that's occurred.
No, that's to keep the system solvent.
John gets the money.
Yes.
So
Yes, to keep this, no,
no,
it's
he
based
gets
on the
money.
expenses, and when a customer doesn't pay, you, the neighbor, ends up picking up the slack for that. That's
Isn't that what I
why,
just said?
That's what you just said. That's what you just said.
well, it's not going to John. No,
John gets $2.25 times 2 for every resident in the thing.
okay,
If you don't pay your garbage and you don't put your garbage out, you're still getting a debt. That's why the numbers keep going up.
that's correct. The
Okay?
meter doesn't.
So John's
turn on.
getting his money. The garbage collector gets his money.
No, no.
Yes, he does.
He gets paid by the tickets issued. And if someone, your neighbor does not pay their bill, okay, that goes into that receivable number, which is a false number. They weren't issued stickers.
They
We
weren't
shouldn't-
issued stickers, but you still pay John for the residents.
No.
Yes, you
That's
do.
part of the 389. that we
Well,
talked about
I
earlier.
don't, I think,
Thought we started pulling them out of the system.
That's
Yeah.
why.
No, we
Margaret's
didn't.
pulled-
Yeah.
She
We
pulled a
did.
few,
Listen,
but most
Then
of them
out
still
of the-
get paid to John. Whoever's still on the list is paid to John, no matter if we did.
Yeah.
pay or
okay,
not.
well,
the only
go ahead
few
and tell
people.
us, Carl.
What?
Go ahead.
Okay. Then if you look at this list,
Mhm.
you're gonna see, on the back, you're gonna see people with zeros all the way across, but they have a total in the last line.
Yep.
Like the last one is $5,965, but in front of it is zeros all the way across.
Correct.
Because that account is dormant.
Yeah, that means
It's
John
not
doesn't
being
get
built
paid
up.
for those.
Right.
Right.
So, one person owes $24,385.
That's correct.
So if you take that out of the $124,000, so that's almost $50,000
But it,
of the receivables.
okay,
So those people have a lien on their house. So when they sell their house,
everybody, if you owe $88 when you sell your house, you have to pay the $88. It's just like your taxes.
right. But my point is, there's people that's been on there for years.
Mm-hmm.
Their money's not being added up, their account is dormant. So when you look at your 120-something thousand on receivables, 24,000 is from one person.
Yeah.
Then there's like 5 or 6 other people, like $3,600, so that's $49,211 on the receivables. So if you take off what, the 21,000 plus the other, you're down to $75,000. So when you look at it, you're looking at 124,000.
It's not, it's not.
24 of those have been on there for years and years and years.
Well,
It's
how
not
about,
increasing.
how about people that sold property in the last year that had some, and you asked Kylie about this, that had some high receivables and they can't close on their house until they pay it. We got a number of collections, 2,000, 1,000, 3,000, okay? So that's when that debt becomes real. I said all along, you should turn off the meter. As soon as they don't pay for any more stickers, you don't give them any more.
But you can't turn off the meter.
You can't.
I went around for 4 Fridays in a row.
Okay.
I took the list, I got the list with names on it. I went around to people with $5,000 garbage
Mhm.
bills, 4,000, 3,000. They all had garbage out. They all had stickers. One house didn't, had 4 bags plus recycling, 2 recycling days in a row plus 2 bags when it wasn't. Everybody says, well, John's making a killing because he's getting money from all these houses and there's no garbage. Well, you're wrong. everybody's putting their garbage out.
Yeah,
And-
sure.
And you know where they're getting their stickers? They're coming to the town hall and they're buying them.
No, they aren't.
Bullsh.
Yeah, there, some of them are.
Some of them are, yeah.
How do you think these numbers?
I can tell you, because the one that has that debt that $24,000 that you mentioned.
They're not
has-
even on the system, they don't use stickers,
Well, they do, yes, they do, okay?
Yeah, on a different account.
They have, exactly, and they redistribute the tickets to their tenants. And that's why the trash goes up. It's another part of the broken system. Let's say they own 10 properties, okay? All right, and that might be, I don't know, whatever, 25 units, okay? All right, and they get stickers, they keep 4 of those accounts current. And they take the stickers, and instead of giving them 26 stickers in a quarter, they give them, I don't know, 12. And then they say, you're on your own, you know, jam the bags or go to town hall and buy your own.
I went around 4 garbage days in a row. I can honestly say, those houses did not have garbage put out. The people that had the garbage out were the regular homeowners that had a $3,000-4,000 garbage bill, a $500 garbage bill. They were all still putting it out. So John, the garbage hauler, is still picking up the garbage. He still has the tonnage every week, and he's still paying because we're still paying him. It's just that person that lives there is not paying into the system.
So how can we fix it?
It sounds like the
You need to stop selling stickers to people that have a bill.
Yeah.
That's true.
Go
I
ahead.
would agree to
I
that.
got something to say about this.
Okay.
All the stickers I got are paid for, right?
Yeah.
I got a handful of stickers out in my garage. I may use one sticker this week, next week none.
Yeah.
So, they're paid for. So
Yeah.
all these stickers that you're talking about with people that haven't paid their bills for 3 months, those stickers have been paid for, one way or the other, through the town
Right,
hall.
you're right. That's been paid.
Yeah, it's been
People,
paid.
you gotta look at it, when you put those stickers on a bag, that's to show the garbage man, hey, look, I paid my garbage bill. So you had extra along the way that you didn't put it out. So those stickers can be used for when you have a get-together and you got 5 bags of garbage.
Sure.
Now, what's to stop me from my neighbor? Gee, I got 2 extra bags this month, and I ran out of stickers. Here, have a couple.
That's right. That's a problem with it.
No, but,
They
no,
were-
he can bring his garbage over to my house. Here, and I can put the stickers on it. Okay.
Well, that's fine, Artie. If you have a bag or two and you do that, that's fine. But when you got people that have a $5,000 garbage bill, it's never paid in 10 years, that's
Where?
not, they're coming into the town hall, they're buying them.
Or who's selling them the stickers on the street?
Yeah, that's.
I don't
happens
think
too.
that's as happening as much as you think it is.
Oh, it used to. It may not be currently the case. I could have given you 5 locations that you could go and buy
Yeah,
stickers.
but my point is, all the stickers have been paid for, so if you see a
And I
bag with a
got, I
sticker
gotta
on it,
invest, no, I
it's
understand that, but I
Okay.
gotta investigate. Once they don't pay the bill, okay? And yes, John is still getting paid, I understand that, okay? But we're not issuing any more stickers. So the amount of stickers that are in the system are for people that are current.
If I owe a $5,000 garbage bill, I can come in here tomorrow and buy all the stickers I want.
Well, and that's what I'm saying, that's a part of the broken system.
Exactly, and that's why Kylie gets sick of it, because there's no rules, there's no policy, there's nothing. It's just broken system,
When
broken system.
I was here 4 years ago, and Alan was still a town clerk, and they were trying to eliminate selling stickers if people had an overdue bill. And it became unmanageable, and fights were breaking out in here.
Why? You don't pay your bill? Don't take their garbage.
So I just.
What if somebody don't pay their water and sewer?
This is just something it's gone through my head since I've been here. So I've got a dumpster, and it doesn't matter if it's half full, or 2 bags in the bottom. I'm gonna pay the same rate every month.
When they come to pick it
Okay,
up.
so it's basically you're paying for a service. Now, I know there was mention of John getting garbage cans for each customer at one point. And I'm just gonna put this out there, it's just a thought. If we were to go to the garbage can and have the people that are paying, each one get a garbage can, they're allowed to fill it each month for the service, then you would alleviate the people.
Why would we want to control that?
We
You know what,
don't,
Tim,
we
you know
don't
why you
want,
need to control it? Because Richford's had this system forever. You do away with the garbage system, it's gonna be a disaster. You're not seeing it now because John's still taking the garbage every single week.
He's only taking stickered bags.
And everybody comes in and buys stickers.
I understand that. So,
so what,
so
are-
what
No,
happens?
he's taking stickers, bags without stickers on it.
He better
He's-
not be.
And the garbage truck has had red stickers when it's blue stickers.
Well,
I've been watching for 4 weeks.
he gives a grace period the first week because people generate.
Bruce Weatherby used to do that.
Yeah, they generate rubbish Monday through Thursday, and the first of the month is Friday, and it's supposed to be a different color sticker, and they're not gonna weed through their garbage bin and put new stickers on. So they do accept them the first week.
so what are we looking at, Carl?
Okay, I just got for you guys another thing, this is taken right out of the new tax town report.
Okay,
Okay. The solid waste district, I mentioned this last time I was here. It was $2,100, $1 per person for the whole town. The people in the special service district has been paying it, that's $1 per person. Richford people in the special service district has been paying $5.92 per person. Everybody in solid waste district in Franklin County pays $1. Now in the budget, you raised it to $2,580 because it's raised from $1 to $1.10. So each person in the special district, 389 units, are gonna be paying $6.43 per unit versus $1.10 for Franklin County. So we're paying
It's a per capita rate for
per
the town.
capita, that's what
for
I
the
said,
town, and-
$1.10.
Kyla and I have talked about removing it from this line and putting it as a separate line for the entire town.
It should be off the general budget.
It should
not-
be for the entire town, that's correct. It should be under the fees that are collected.
So I mentioned that to Kylie a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So,
And we're working on it.
okay, so for the people that paid that $2,300, 389 people, for all those years, that's a lot of money, that's like 40-some thousand dollars. So, and people can't say, everybody in the town pays the people in the village's garbage, because that's wrong. That happens very, very low.
Oh, I don't think that anybody's saying that, but you looked at the records and you saw that there was deficiencies in
Yeah,
many
I
of
did.
the
And we
years.
just went over one of the
And-
deficiencies, and
and-
another one I wanna go over with. If you, for the budget, the paper I just give you, last year for the budget on contracted services was $120,539.81. So you guys raised the rate in December of '21, but you look at the budget for 2022, it's $122,400. When you increased it, well, we're not sure if it's 4,800 or 6,200. So your budget shot right down the water before we even voted on it. That's managing something really good.
Well, it's, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
It's screwed up, yeah. Well, because we anticipated getting out of the garbage business when we were doing the budget. That's why we tried to have a hearing to get a charter change.
And you didn't do that properly.
I know, so, but you know what? We still have time to do that. And
So you wanna get rid of it and try, everything I just said went one ear, out the other.
it did not at all. What I don't think you're understanding is it's not totally mismanagement.
Yes,
It's
it
a
is.
broken system. You can't, you'd have to hire somebody full-time to do trash.
Is it hard to vote on an actual budget, the real numbers instead of fake numbers? Then somebody calls you out on it and shows you your budget's over 4,800 and 6,200 before the town voters even vote on it?
Fine, we didn't anticipate having trash service for this full year anyway.
And Tim, on that video, you said where there's not enough registered voters and living in apartments in Richford to vote. What's that all?
That's true. They don't have a dog in the fight.
So
They don't come in to vote.
why can't
Because
you
they're not,
vote?
well, because they're not registered. They could come in and register.
Where do you get your information?
I look at the voter
No,
registration.
no
rules.
people living in apartments in Richford are legal
I
voters.
didn't say no people. I
You
said
said
the
very few.
majority of them.
okay, so this is getting a little out of hand. You want to, you have any more facts that you want to put out there for us?
I got one more. So obviously with the budget thing, there was an issue with that.
Yep.
So it just slipped right by, you guys didn't catch it or whatever. So you guys slam stuff in the budget for the voters. If you pass the budget, you pass the town administrator job. So people in Richford most people don't even get a town report book. You gotta come here to get one. If you're living in Florida for the winter, how do you get a town report book to know what you're voting on? And if you guys, I don't wanna be rude, but this budget thing slipped by on you guys, so apparently you guys don't know everything that's in the budget.
Well,
So how can you put a town administrator job, if you pass the budget, you're getting this town administrator? How is that fair to the Richford voters? Can anybody tell me?
what's unfair about it?
They don't know what they're getting. You're just putting money in the budget.
They can ask the question.
You sit there with an awful smile
No,
on your face,
I'm
thinking it's
not.
good, I'm putting the screws to the voters of Richford.
I am
No,
not
I
putting
don't-
the
I don't
screws
think
there.
that's-
And in fact, we
Hold
talked
on.
about an informational meeting this week.
Yeah, we actually got an email on it, putting out an informational meeting before this. Carl, the intention with the town administrator is to actually handle business of board members when we can't.
I realize,
Okay.
I realize what you're doing, and I realize.
Yeah.
But when I watch the meetings on these videos, and I see select board people saying, oh, if they vote for the budget, they're voting for this. That's not a very good way of doing something. That's not,
So we're deciding as a board to put in place town administrator. We've all agreed, for the most part, the majority.
but this isn't only for the town administrator. This is stuff in the past too. Well, we'll stick this in the budget, we'll stick the sheriff contract in the budget, we'll stick everything in the budget. It's not fair to the voters, because the voters, half of the people in town don't know how to read the town report book to get the information that they're voting on.
Now, let me ask you this, all these meetings are broadcasted now. And if I was putting my heart into something, personally, I would be watching the meetings and wanting to know what's going on at the town level. You know, anyone's allowed to come to these meetings, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But you don't think it'd be more fair, would you approve as town administrator, or would you approve a sheriff's contract, a single line item? You think it's better to bunch it all together and people vote on it and they don't know what they're voting till afterwards? It's like, isn't that what the Democrats do?
We were told that's how every town does
It
it.
doesn't matter, Tim. This is Richford, why do you got, why
Because
can't you just put it there for the voters
we're
to
trying
see?
to be, we're not trying to hide anything. If they watch these meetings, they know that we want to have a town
You're the one
administrator.
that's gotta answer to the people, not me.
That's correct.
And it's pretty obvious that you don't care.
Okay. And, you know, leave the insults, okay?
What?
Leave the insults, okay? Because you're not, we don't have a sergeant at arms, because I would have had you removed. And,
Tim, just because I bring out the fact you do stuff,
no, when you call me stupid,
that was 3 meetings.
that was 10 minutes
Okay.
ago.
This
I
is
didn't call you stupid.
between the two
I
of
don't
you.
remember that one either.
Did I call him stupid 10 minutes ago?
I don't recall it.
They'll be on the,
We'll watch the tape.
I don't know.
So, you know, as far as the town administrator, it's personally, it's nothing you're trying to, you know, if people are voting on something,
It's Richford dirty politics.
I don't feel it personally.
So, nothing's gonna on the trash thing, so we're just waiting for Tim to have his meetings to do what?
Well, I suggest that between a few, Carl, I think, you know, you've done your homework, maybe that there should be a group of people and board members get together, decide what moves forward with the trash, because it is a touchy subject, there's a lot of passion.
Why is it touchy? And it's just sit down and look at the facts.
It is
If you got a budget that's not right, if you're doing a rate increase with the wrong numbers,
Right, but how do you collect properly? If you have people out there using stickers that owe money, how do you cure that? How do you solve that issue?
you don't sell stickers to people that owe a bill.
How how do you know they're getting stickers from here? Could they be getting?
Ask
stickers?
Kylie.
How do you, well, you know, Kylie might not have
Mr.
the answer.
Chairperson, I have a comment on the current discussion.
Yes,
In regard to not just garbage, but if we're out there with delinquent anything. One of the first things the town might consider is everything is listed by owner name. And you see a lot of commonality that they're essentially operating as an LLC. At that point, any delinquency should be handled as a business matter, and the town should just take legal action against those people to recover the funds.
the way it's set up for the town, for the trash, we cannot put it up to tax sale. We
Oh,
can
one
only-
more thing on the trash. The town of Richford owes $1,800 trash bill too,
Okay.
from town, a property that they bought at a tax sale. It's been off the water and sewer and the tax thing for a year or two, but it's not off the garbage thing. That would bring your deficit down $1,800.
Okay.
So I understand as currently set up, as you said, Andy, that garbage can be dealt with that way, but that may be something, I know as much as not wanting to be in the garbage business, but looking at as one of the potential remedies if it goes on is delineating specifically business versus residential owner.
Eddie, good question. Well, I know the state controls on their part water and sewer, but they have nothing to do with trash.
That's correct.
And so it's not,
Because we thought a potential solution at one time would be to add in the special district, which is only the water and sewer, put the trash bill with that as an additional fee. And, you know, roll it back to square one, no stickers, just bill it like water and sewer. Okay? And we can't do it because we can't mingle a state-run system with a local-run system. You know, there's been other discussions about not picking up garbage that's unstickered, or people that owe money not picking up garbage. And I don't think that solves the problem, because they're just gonna leave it on the street, right in front of their
Doesn't
house.
solve the problem, because if you pay $3 something a sticker for the town, or you pay $5 to bring it to the transfer place, people are gonna pay the $3 something versus the 5 plus trucking. And one
Carl,
more
I'm
thing I
on the
wanna-
system, I like it.
One more thing I wanna bring up before I leave. When somebody pays a garbage bill, if we collect 10,000 from people selling their houses. That money doesn't stay in a garbage thing, it goes to the general fund. So the people that
Yeah.
made up for everybody's expenses
That is true.
and the thing, that goes to the general fund.
Because
So-
the general fund was shorted in the past. And I don't know what the running
That's not-
total is. I don't know what the running total is.
So how can you say they were shorted in the past if you don't know?
Because we talked about it in the office, you, me, and the town clerk, and we talked about it. And
Even,
there was years that it
even
was
if-
$10,000, it was $20,000.
that's correct, Tim. But this year, we're gonna be $6,200 difference because the budget is $48 or $6,200 difference. So automatically, we're automatically in the hole this year. Done, automatic.
Okay.
So, so the bills do get paid when their houses are sold or whatever. The money goes to the general fund. But all the people in the special service district pay the difference for these people. So we get nothing for it. It goes to the general fund and everybody in the town.
So
The general.
why are you so opposed to us discontinuing the trash service? I think it's
Tim,
a
I told you
legitimate
this for the
question.
first 2 meetings, then the 3rd meeting, I'm gonna tell you. If you get rid of that, the town's gonna be, there's gonna be garbage all over. Look in the,
I used to say that all of the time, you know, and I used to firmly believe it. And I'm not so sure that it's not gonna happen, but
Tim, walk around Richford. Get out of your car and walk. Look at the garbage that people have at their properties. Take a ride in the country, look at the garbage. We had a truckload dumped in a pull-off on 105 down here.
and we got it cleaned up by paying that $2,300 to the district. We got, Barry Dominant to come out with the sheriff, and they collected it and took care of it.
You know what, Tim? Do whatever. Do whatever with this system you want. I could care less anymore. Do what you want. You think,
Carl, I'm not saying, I like the system, okay, because I'm on it, and I use it regularly, and I pay my bills, and I pay for my neighbor's bills, and
I'm done.
Okay, moving on. Do you have anything?
I just, one comment briefly based on what Mr. Webby was saying is in regard to presented budget, and this is something that's been on my mind for a while, is I think it may help people understand the budget and where it is if you also publish, some communities do, what the expected tax increase or decrease may be associated with that. Because we tend to find out after whether it's gonna go up or down. And I think that would help the select board in town get better buy-in initially. Not that it's ever a huge issue, but if you say, okay, this is the budget and this is the parameters we expect either up or down percentage-wise for taxes.
It's right here on page 22 of the town report.
It is?
Yes, it is. The municipal tax rate, the education tax rate, and the total tax rate, going back to 2017. And then it says what the current tax rate will be, I believe, at the end of the budget statement. And we get dictated the rate from the state. And there's two things dependent on what happens with the estimated grand list tax rate, page 16. On the bottom, it says that the estimated tax is 0.9986, second column on the bottom.
Okay.
Okay, and that would be the top column on that other page. Okay, we don't know what the education rate is per se. It's determined by the state, and so theoretically it's gone up 2.5 cents. That could be higher if all of the appropriations pass, because those aren't factored in. It could go up another 1.5 cents if all of the appropriations pass, you know, all the articles for visually impaired and summer camp and things like that. So if all of those pass, then it would go up about a total of 4 cents, the municipal rate. So 3.5%. Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
I hope that helps.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
You're good now?
Good luck.
Okay, we had another visitor, Arthur Pond. Dad,
Yes,
what you got?
I'm here from the Lions Club,
Okay.
and there's been a change of plans for 4th of July this year. We will have our chicken barbecue the 2nd of July with the rest of what's going on, because that did not change. But the fireworks is a different cost, because being the 2nd of July, it's their big weekend, and their minimum cost is $10,000. And we don't pay that much, and it'd bust our bank, so we decided that we'd have it the 9th, and we're gonna change the place. I have a tenant agreement almost with Hertzbeest to shoot the fireworks off the island down there. And we'd like to ask permission to use Davis Park the 9th of July, and the weekend is the 9th, and the 10th of July is our rain date for the fireworks. So, is there any questions?
I make a motion to approve that.
Well, hold on one second. Yeah, I'll second that motion, but then there should be discussion, right? What are you using Davis Park for? Just for people to watch?
No, we wanna have a concession stand,
Okay,
and we may have entertainment there, like a band,
This is all for the benefit the Lions.
to benefit the Lions.
yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, that was my question. And the Davis Park should be no problem at all, just put in a permit notification.
I will.
And Lions, technically nonprofit, so it'll be approved right away.
We'll have insurance papers for that.
Yeah, I understand.
But,
And we thank you for doing the parade insurance and everything else.
right, I need someone here to sign off on fireworks display permit.
That would be the chair.
I have one question, Art. You're talking right behind Davis Park, that little island?
Yes,
Okay. Is there a reason not to have it up on a higher elevation or just not able to locate one?
well,
So, I'm gonna ask one of you to sign this, just because
Here's
the
your phone.
fire chief has to sign it
Oh,
as well.
Okay.
And I'll be double signing this, so.
then it complicated. We decided that it's
What do I
hard
do,
to set
sign it?
up there,
You can sign
Go
it.
for it.
cause we set up down on top of the,
Yeah.
and hills like this. And,
I was.
you know, we're not getting any
Before-
younger. So
How
that might be a good area to put it up,
soon will you have approval from the Hercules?
probably tomorrow.
So
Okay,
right down here.
I guess,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be pending their approval.
if they don't do it, then it'll be changed.
Yeah, because you
Well,
can't,
I
mean, they
have
plant the
property
island
up on
with-
the Drew Road, up on the ridge.
Yeah,
Um,
you can see it too.
You'll be able to see it.
oh, no, I was meaning if you need an alternate place.
Well, I live on Highland Avenue, up on top. When they constructed the the water plant up there, I could see it. Then we could see fireworks.
Yeah.
Now I can't see the fireworks.
Trees.
That
Sure,
right
board
here.
member.
Remember?
Yeah.
And that's all I got. Any information guys need?
no,
Messy.
Okay.
no, and I would like to go on record as thanking the Lions for undertaking this over the years, and also to thank you for getting the insurance policies for everything that happens in the town.
Right. I
And
hope we,
that's a huge thing.
Mhm.
I hope we can keep it up, but like every other organization, we've been hit by Culvert pretty hard.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's all I got. It's okay if I go home and have supper?
What are we having?
I don't know.
Oh,
Have a good night then.
Yeah, I will.
take care, Art.
Bye.
Yep, you will.
Joey, do you have anything?
I'm just here.
Alright, so I'm gonna get back on my computer and move along here. So we got guests through, water and sewer, she's got next on the list. The only thing I have right now is up on North Avenue at Paul Fletcher's place, he's having issues that they're gonna dig up the road tomorrow, I believe, Daryl told me, and find out what's wrong. He doesn't believe it's the residents' issue, apparently there's dirt within the pipe, he's thinking the pipe's settled and washing it inside, I don't know, they're gonna look. Drummond called him and told him about it, so.
Yeah.
That's all I got right now, we got highways next.
Well, before, is that technically highways to get that signed?
I guess it's highways,
Okay.
I'd say.
I'm sorry. I
Got
didn't mean
something
to-
else?
No. I don't know that it's, yeah, it would be highways, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
I wanted to commend the highway department for all of the work they did with clogged storm drains last week.
Yeah.
I mean, the phone was ringing off the hook here for, I got a big puddle in my drain, and you guys were all over it, so excellent job.
Thank you. We've got the contract here for the Smith Road and the Fire Road culvert.
Yeah.
Yes, we accepted it at the last meeting, but you know, it's gotta be signed and
Okay.
it's like 72 pages, the contract. I got a little sticky note here where it's gotta be signed.
And Goodhue's already signed it, correct?
Yeah, he has signed it, he was the one that did. That's the page to sign. Chair or, I guess.
And doesn't Kai have to sign it too, or no? It just has to be witnessed.
There's a wit-
Got a Richford signature here, title.
Somebody has to witness it.
2 weeks till hometown follies.
Yeah,
Really? Have they started practicing yet?
That's what they're doing.
That's the background
Yeah.
music track for our
It's like
video
keep
this
things
week.
mellow down here, right?
Must be I can witness that. I witnessed it.
Yeah, sure.
One of your last official acts here, you know.
you sleep last night.
I've been sleeping all day. Today's my day off, I was sleeping all day.
Definitely.
Okay. I think I was just stuck there.
This contract will affect it. Just gonna put the date.
Today's the
I think-
21st,
Didn't
2/20.
his email say put today's date on it? I'm not sure, I think I got it here. Yeah, sure. Be careful what you offer.
Right here. I got the email right here.
These glasses.
It's not coming up. Oh, I needed that, that's why.
Yeah, I don't have it.
I'll put today's date and call it
What date did they sign
21,
it?
isn't it?
Yeah, 21st.
good. Yeah.
I don't see a date, but it's on the top of the page.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, I seem to recall that they said, just sign up today's date or whatever. And they've already ordered the 2 culvert pieces.
Yeah.
One's concrete and one's metal, is that right?
Yeah.
You have a preference?
The concrete's the bigger one and the metal's the smaller one for the Boy Road.
So they both qualify as bridges now in the state of Vermont?
Yeah, they do there. They're perennial streams which run year round basically.
Gotcha.
Alright. Bill, does that help for?
I don't really have anything else for highways, I guess. We get our temporary part-time help that seems to be working out good after we lost our full-timer that worked a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So you'd be hiring somebody else?
Same guy we hired at the same time we hired our full-time. We hired him temporary and now he's working full-time but on a temporary basis. He seems to be working out good. Guy from Berkshire.
Okay. Alright. Oh, I've got buildings next, Sherry.
Not much going on. I do have somebody doing a quote on the roof leak at the fire station. So I should know something about that in the next couple of days. Besides that, not much going on. I mean, we're looking for quotes for
I will
the
admit,
heating system here.
I will admit that the ice has come off, the spot hasn't gotten any bigger.
The,
The ice on that little roof,
Yep,
the spot hasn't gotten any bigger, I've been keeping an eye on it.
I get something and I don't even think you're probably aware of it because you can't open emails from here.
what?
There's a DRB meeting tomorrow night.
Oh, got it.
Oh, you did, okay.
Yep.
But, and I'm kind of questioning this, I don't know. It has been determined that James Howarth's, or Howarth's, purposed sugaring operation is exempt from local zoning under State Statute Act 4413, accepted agricultural and best management practices. The hearing is scheduled for Tuesday, February 22nd at 7 p.m. will still be held as an informational meeting. Many of the neighbors along the road have expressed concerns. As the DRB has no jurisdiction over roads, we are requesting that the select board attend this hearing to answer any questions they may have. Now that was, I don't know if you got a copy of that or was.
I got it, I won't be able to make it.
I responded to this like, I read the statute and I don't see in 4413 exactly where that project will be and how close it is to the water source. And I spoke to Darrell about it last week, and he indicated that there's some very specific, like you can't cut down trees. You can clear trees, you can't dredge certain sections of the brook and things like that. And I don't know what the contamination factor is, if it's right up against the source, if it's at the dam, if it's below the dam, above the dam.
This is, it's up near,
Near Carol McAllister's, where the bridge is, by Carol McAllister's camp, going
Yeah.
to the right and
Yeah.
then towards Aces.
that's where I thought, someone had mentioned it to me. Their concern, what I was told, the concern was basically the truck traffic that's gonna go over the road. It's not a, it's not a, I don't know what kind of trucks can go over. I remember going over it with a four-wheeler or, just a pickup, but I don't know. So,
Well, I do have some zoning background, and ag is king in Vermont, so you can
Yeah.
basically do anything.
yeah,
But when it affects, and it's very specific in that act, about affecting town resources.
yeah.
So I was gonna get with John today, but hey, guess what, it's a holiday. So I'll try to get with him before the meeting tomorrow, but I'm planning to go if they have some questions, not that I can answer them, but, cause I'm not even familiar, I'll get the drawing from him and,
So,
I think I know what you're talking about.
What do you know of it, Scott?
I know where the property is, that's all I know. I don't know what their plans are, if they plan on sugaring and hauling the sack out of there, is that the deal?
That's what it was conveyed to me, but until you hear it from the horse's mouth, you don't
Yeah.
really know. And someone had mentioned to me that was a property owner up there. They're concerned that trucks are going to break up the roads on them, and they have to, of course, travel this daily. And they don't have a
Said they're all gonna have to be in agreement on it, I think, being a trail, or, I don't think it's class 4 road, I think it's actually a trail.
yeah. I had mentioned I would think the landowner would want to work with them, and even if they were to get down there and put in a station where they can pump up to a place where it's not so
right.
main road, but I don't. Other than that, it's just what had gone through my mind.
It's an issue with our town roads too, they take an awful hit come spring when sugaring that.
Yeah, it's.
I don't know, it's gonna be a ongoing problem.
That road was pretty bad last year, if I remember correctly.
A lot of them get bad when they start hauling with tractor trailers and
Yeah,
triaxle sack trucks. It's a vulnerable time of year for the roads,
right. That's the worst time of year.
Absolutely.
Alright, so that's buildings. We
I
couldn't.
won't provide any misinformation.
Okay.
I'll reference if I don't have the answer, I'll say I'll look into it for
Let's
you.
look into it.
Perfect.
Perfect, yeah. Alright, parks and playgrounds. Linda's not here. Of course, Davis Park's been flooded. I think the ice skating rink is pretty much done for the year.
The sides were still up and not damaged. There was a little bit of water. Some of the liner was pulling away.
You're not getting the weather for it though anymore.
Right.
No.
And,
I'd like to thank Timmy and all his helpers for
yeah, they did
keeping
a
up
great
the
job.
state
Absolutely.
They did an excellent job.
equipment and everybody that's contributed to it.
No, it worked out good. I'd like to see it last longer than it has, but.
I'm sorry, are you aware of the donation letters?
I got a donation letter right here.
Okay,
So
I got a couple of them.
I got a call today to inform me about this, and letter reads, "Hello, my name is Elliot Irish. This would be Levi's daughter, and I'm a middle school student at Richford. I am working with some of my classmates to raise money for a warming shed and skate storage area for the skating rink. So far, we've raised $1,360 on GoFundMe, donations of $100 from Pick and Shovel, $2,000 from Manly Plumbing and Heating, and an anonymous donation in honor of John Levy of $26.40. our numbers add up to $6,100. We are also doing a bottle drive with Becky Goodrow for a sharpener
Sharpener, I'm sure.
in Warming Shed. Kylie said we need to let you know and ask if you accept these donations. Will you accept the GoFundMe donation, or should we find another group to release it and give it to you after? Thank you for your time and all you do for the town. So I talked to Kylie briefly, and I'm not up on how the town receives donations. Kylie mentioned that usually with GoFundMe, you have to release bank information, and she's not ready to do that for the town, so she would like to see someone receive it and then write out a check to the town. But first and foremost, you know, is there any legalities that I'm not aware of receiving donations? I just asked her, just touch base with our council and make sure that we're all up and up.
She sent an email late this afternoon to
that's on my request.
VLCT.
Yeah.
Just says there's a group of 8th graders have raised significant amount of money for a warming hut
Yep.
for our new ice skating rink, approximately $6,000. They would like to hand these funds over to the town to make the project forward for next year,
Yep.
move the project forward, I'm sorry. Are there any legal issues with accepting this money? The select board would like to be informed before they accept the
Yeah.
money.
I'd asked
No.
her to put out that letter, and our hopes was that they would get back to us, but being President's Day today, holiday, that we'll probably
Well,
get
we
it
did
tomorrow.
get $1,000 donation last week that we accepted via the recreation committee,
Okay.
okay?
2 years ago, I got $2,000 to fix the clock.
Okay.
That was donated.
So this is just cover all our bases,
Mhm.
but more than likely, yes, we're gonna receive the money,
Yep.
Now that,
and we'll have to find someone to receive the GoFundMe money and then
Right.
write out a check to us.
That makes sense.
So,
I have a question about skating rink though.
Okay.
The people that are spearheading it, or that made it happen this year, still want it to be on Main Street. So if we're talking about warming huts and things of that nature, are we talking about like a trailer type of thing? Because Peoples isn't gonna want us to build on their lot.
I think
And-
what's gonna have to happen is we're gonna have to have some sort of design, and a board approve
Appropriate
it.
place for it.
And I would think it would have to be mobile if it's on a personal property.
Yeah,
If you put it on the skids, you got the front end loader, probably could pick it up if it ain't too big.
well, it's just like that canoe shack, you know, I don't think it's gonna be much bigger than that,
Shouldn't be, not would be.
so.
But this is the other thing is what I see the select board needs to find a, permanent place. Are we gonna back down at the park next year, or do we wanna put it somewhere else? It worked well down there up until it flooded, but it's something that we can revisit at a different time.
Absolutely, I just wanted to bring it up because that's what I do, whether it's correct or incorrect.
Alright. Anything more parks and playgrounds?
If there's, it doesn't look like there's damage at Davis Park now, but it's totally flooded under the gazebo, and the playground area is totally flooded, and all of the signage and birdhouses and all of that stuff was in the center of the river as it was running through Davis Park, below that swale, So it didn't come up really over that, just up by the playground. But it's,
It's gonna need cleanup.
well, yeah, we're under contract with,
Year-round.
to do general cleanup in there, but that's not till the spring. And you have to go through the bid process anyway. If there's damages, obviously that is unexpected expense from, the town doesn't carry flood insurance for parks, it carries flood insurance for buildings, I would imagine, like the historical society and
I'm
stuff.
assuming it has insurance
Yeah,
on it, but I don't know if it's in the flood zone, I don't know how much of insurance we have on it.
Oh, it's definitely in the flood zone, because I'm across the street and I have to have flood insurance across the
Yeah.
street.
I would think we could look into that before we do anything.
Yeah,
And the one other thing that should be looked at that time, and again, I'm just putting it out for discussion, prior to COVID, the surveyors from the national government, the federal government, were out surveying that park
Yeah.
to readdress the flood zones. And I'm not concerned with flooding coming to my house, but it's still, my entire property, 3/4 of it is in a 100-year floodplain, or 500-year floodplain, and 1/4 of it, where the house is in the 100-year floodplain. So that's the insurance that I have to carry. But this was pretty catastrophic this week. And where they were putting the flags out before, you have the lower swale, and it comes up, then there's another elevation, and then you get up to the road, there's a third one. And I'd like to see the floodplain maps changed, and conflict of interest, I can't do anything about it because I'd be a beneficiary of it. But they were supposed to, when I spoke to the surveyors, this was after Irene and so forth, and they were redoing all of the riversides throughout Vermont.
But that wouldn't be up to us, right?
No, but they were supposed to have findings in 18 months to redress the
and they have, yeah.
the floodplains or whatever,
Probably 'cause-
which would affect a lot of places in town here with building and so forth. So I think it's just something, if you'd like, I can, like I say, I potentially have a conflict of interest, so I don't wanna bring that up and, but if anybody's interested, when it comes time, please consider contacting the feds and see if they made any decisions. All right.
She's got chair town meeting, so we have town meeting coming up
Third, right?
No, next Monday.
next Monday.
Next Monday is the meeting and the election's Tuesday.
I'm gonna meet with Kylie on Thursday. with
That's
you,
correct, yeah.
Just to go over things. Scott, you get out of it.
You can show
Yeah,
up
but you have
with toast champagne and
Time
stuff,
to
you
meet
know.
with Kylie, just to go over some numbers and stuff. I'm sure
Yeah,
there's gonna be people there, the town administrator, who might have complaints about it. I don't know, as a whole, I don't know what else to do
yeah.
at this point. We've been talking about it for what? Now,
2 years?
Months. Or yeah, years,
But-
but,
but
well,
since
Yeah, it's been at
October,
least 2 or 3 years.
since October, it was pretty heavy.
Yeah.
It's been on the meetings, so I don't know how to, you can't make people go to the meetings, you can't make people,
Watch the videos.
so.
I have quite a bit of information that was provided from a number of sources about this, like, why do you need a town administrator? What's the difference between
I'm gonna have that handy in town meeting.
I will,
Okay.
but I also have job descriptions from 5 towns,
Yeah,
and I can put together a draft or just put our name on one of these, which is most common to what we're looking to do.
I think if we just put an outline, this is what we have in mind, but we haven't officially made a job description yet, and that's one thing that we need to sit down and iron out.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
Right, because they're not working for us, taking our workload off. What they're gonna do is they're going to expand what we can accomplish. They're gonna be bringing in more grants. They're hiring somebody to do that. So we have more money coming into the town to do that. It's not to take away what we do, it's to help hook all the pieces together and get us more money coming in. Because right now, there's a lot of money out there.
Right.
I was kinda hoping Michael would be here tonight. That's one thing that we should probably put on the requirements is attend.
Yeah, and take notes,
Most of
watch
most of
emails.
these job descriptions,
Because that's part of the secretary's job.
Correct.
So I think that needs to be on there.
most of them call for them to attend
Mhm.
all of the board meetings, whether it's planning commission, DRB, the select board. They function as the
So that
secretary at
way-
those meetings. Gee, I
But
hate to give
that's
that
one
up.
of the things that we need
And,
to put on.
Right, but the real thing, you know, and different towns look at it differently. And I don't want to, and I think as a board, we would want to fully involve the town clerk in this process, as well as the other boards in terms of work that may be accomplished for them. But, and, you know, shop the job description to them, but, I mean, some of these towns like, Lindenville or something, it's got 4 pages of job responsibilities, you know? And the one thing, and I'm not gonna use any names because we have considered some potential candidates, and almost every town requires a degree and or 5-year involvement in some type of municipal government. I'm just saying, okay? But you can deviate from that. And you know, you say you want a bachelor's degree to go run the Jolly store.
Basically, we can make up our own job description.
Right.
Just go off and get ideas from the others.
Right.
But we make up our own, what we would like to see.
What we need for our town.
Exactly.
Right.
Each town's unique and have a little bit different.
I'm just throwing it out there. And so we're not gonna try to do an informational meeting, just address it on Monday night.
Well, I don't know, we're gonna have time to get an informational meeting in.
Well, I thought he said he would come up, just call him and let him know what the date is.
Well, now
Will he come?
he's gone.
He's gone on.
He's on vacation, and Michelle, is that her name?
Yeah,
Roosevelt, doesn't it?
yeah, Elizabeth and Tim right here, I got it mixed up. Andy, that's an old email. Elizabeth and Nance.
Yeah, that's right. There's too many items to,
I really think we need to have somebody here to speak
I think it'd be a good thing to have someone here at the town meeting.
that has been doing the job or has hired somebody to do the job, so we have the benefits of what it's gonna take and what they've gotten accomplished.
do you wanna reach out to Elizabeth Nance?
I think we should.
She's an economic development coordinator.
Who's got time to send an email out and ask her if she'd attend our town meeting for any questions? I'm tied up for the next 3-4 days.
You're still looking at me, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I'll give her a call tomorrow and see if she thinks that's, and, because originally we had talked about, they have a very successful,
Why don't you give her an email, just copy the rest of us so we have an
Yeah.
idea what's going on.
Yeah.
I'll write it tomorrow morning.
Okay.
And who's the one who's already doing that, this job, who's done really well with it?
The woman in Highgate, I think it is,
Is there gonna get her up here so she can talk?
carry too much stuff. I forget what her name
It'd be
is.
nice to have somebody here
It's-
that has been doing the job, has experience in it.
She's done a great job from
And
everybody in the public has said so. Is it Gracie or? I don't know. I'll find it in my other notes. And I'll make some calls in the morning.
Thank you.
Sure. Just some other informational stuff. I started to investigate the whole Leah Bridge thing. And I've drawn down numerous reports. I'm not getting as much cooperation as I could from everyone that's been involved in it, but that's, you know, I can fight through that. The biggest concern to me is there was a document that the courts put out on February 9th, which was 2 weeks ago. And it looks like looks like this isn't gonna even get into the courts until November of '22.
That doesn't surprise me. It's
And-
kind of like down on Far Street.
Right. Okay, on or before August 1st of 2022, parties shall file in writing their dates of unavailability for the days of the trial in November and December, as well as the amount and trial time required for their case in chief. So, I can push it, I can continue to investigate it through different state offices, and I'm trying to take a animal advocacy point, if there's state offices that, and apparently Linda has already worked with Ag up there and also worked with DEC, I guess. There's some interesting findings from the Development Review Board, and I got the water reports from Daryl. Bottom line is, it doesn't seem like anybody really cares. So, and I can't accept that. I don't think it's, you talk about having trash all over the town. If people knew about this would be a bigger black eye if somebody came out and wrote a letter about what's happening up there. I just think it's, we got some time, obviously, because the courts are saying it's gonna be a year from now. I'm gonna try to see if there's a possibility that it can be settled out of court for any various reasons.
Right.
And maybe the Martins will accept some type of settlement, because right now their well isn't contaminated, but it will be based on the findings from Endyne. So I'll be looking for some direction on whether or not you want me to go forward with that. Okay? And you don't get a vote on that.
Okay.
And thank you for the email about ditching the road to the west and all that. So, another thing that I'd like to bring up is I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the February 7th meeting. Nope, never is. I have a copy of them here, as they were posted, and it includes the complaint letter in the back.
I wasn't here for that meeting. I was at
I'll
work.
make a motion to accept them.
I'll second that.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And, well, you're
Motion
abstaining
carried.
because you were
I'm
on it.
abstained, yeah.
Yeah,
Can't say aye.
that's okay, I'm just making sure. I didn't see your name on here, but,
I would like to bring up something about the streetlights. We had talked about it the last meeting, and again, it got pushed aside back to after voting. And I'm like, why are we doing that? That's kind of pushing stuff aside. Why are we just pushing stuff aside to wait for another month, to after meetings, and after people are voted in, and it's not, aren't we still all part of the select board to the day we get done being on the select board?
yes,
So can't we still all make decisions up to that date?
absolutely.
So why don't we, pending budget being passed, put in a motion to have the new lights put in? Because it is gonna save us lots of money in the long run. It's gonna take 18 months roughly to pay for itself. And after that, it's gonna be saving us money every month.
But we didn't factor it into the budget, so passing the budget
But-
doesn't need to be a caveat there.
Right, but why are we pushing it off to after voting and after this, when we're still all members of the board and we're still on here working? And we're supposed to be still pushing forward for everything for the town?
I agree, but
Why put it on hold for another
I-
2 weeks or
I
4
haven't,
weeks
I
or a
haven't
month?
made the drive to Green Avenue to see those lights up there.
I know,
I-
I've been through Unitsburg a dozen times and it's
Yeah.
nice.
And it's bright enough.
I would deduct any lights that we have, I'd keep them all the same. It's gonna save us $900 a month, it's gonna take me 18 months to pay for it, so.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
it's gonna pay, and we're gonna be making, saving money.
And you're gonna have that orange glow
Just
that's
a question on that, is there any, money, wiggle room in the current budget to accomplish it now?
Oh, yeah, it would save us money right away.
Well, no, I mean to make the expenditure, like if there is any,
There's nothing set aside at this point, was one of those things we'd be looking for, but in the sense that we'd be saving roughly, it's over $900 a month. It would pay for itself within a year and a half.
So we would be saving that money, so within the first year, I mean, you got pretty much everything you put out for it.
Scott, what do you think
So it's
about
not
the
really
other
affecting
way?
the budget.
I talked to Donald Gates about it there. He says the only problem he sees with it is it's just the more direct down light. It doesn't cast out as far. The LEDs are basically more
I watched
direct.
the meeting that I missed the other night, and
Mhm.
I heard, you know, the comments about the lighting. And honestly, driving ambulance at night down through Enosburg, they have all LED lights down on Main Street. It is a different light, but it's not bad.
Right. No, I think it's,
And like you said,
I think
you
it's
know, you
how
have
they come in
headlights on your vehicle,
yeah.
you know, it's,
Everybody's going to LEDs, the average person is.
I mean, if it's saving us almost $1,000
It's-
a month, I mean,
it's
it's
the
a
same-
no-brainer in my head.
the budget amount is the same as what 2021 was.
So roughly, you're gonna be saving
$56,500.
$10,000 a year.
Yeah.
And over a 10-year period, you look at it as up to $100,000. So, you know, I
I
guess
agree.
I will second that motion.
Who made it first, you?
Any other discussions on it? Hearing done. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passed. I got one other item from Roger Longerman, just a basic report. Patrol activity for January 2022. The following is a report of the activity in Franklin County Sheriff's Office for the town of Richford for the period of January 1, 22 to January 31st, 22. During the month of January 22, the Sheriff's Office responded to a total of 40 incidents. These included calls for service, criminal activity, and traffic stops. Criminal activities, calls for service to assist agency public, 1 burglary, can't say that. One citizen dispute, 2 juvenile problem, 18 SRO detail, 1 TRO violation. Anyone know what that is?
temporary restraining order. Temporary restraining order.
Okay. Motor vehicle incidents, 1 driving while license suspended, and 14 traffic stops.
And that's January, right?
Yep.
When did we get that, if you don't mind?
Let me get back to my email.
I know, well, just the other day, there was 3 stops within, I gotta say 20
Yeah, they were
minutes.
very
This
active
yeah,
there,
yeah.
yeah.
Received on February
Going down,
17th.
back, the materials, when I was there, they were over
It
there.
says, it was addressed to Linda and Andy,
Huh?
please find the attached police report for January.
Yes.
Numbers were down in all of our towns due to an increase in COVID cases. And the first time during the COVID pandemic, we had deputies test positive for COVID. Not to mention the extreme cold weather played a part as well. If you have any questions, let them know.
I gotta say, recently, I'm thinking they're doing a pretty good job. I mean, they've been following through with stuff at the store. And one's handing off to the other one, giving them information and making sure we're bringing them in, introducing them, you know, the whole 9 yards. They're really handing off well. They seem to be participating well. From everything I've been seeing, driving through town, I see them in one location over there, then later I'll see them at another location through town.
I'm gonna say, when I go to lunch, I've noticed them a couple times down at the train station.
Just need them here a little more at night so we can stop these kids on the streets with the raising of fallow vehicles.
They haven't helped at all with any of the winter parking ban, have they? Not at all. And
Every time we put notices out, it goes from 10, 11, 12 cars, we put notice out, and they'll be gone. Then they gradually start coming back.
I was gonna ask, how's that working out? Is it,
It's back to 11 or 12 on the street now.
have you had any that were towed?
Haven't towed one.
Really?
Put the notices out, everybody disappears for a few days, and then they just gradually come back.
Start towing.
I guess one day we'll just have to tow when there's a storm, and just get hold of TDI and have them tow.
You'll get their attention.
I'd say.
All right, I think that's all I have.
Okay, at the risk of saying the words trash again, okay. I was ready at the last meeting to propose a charter change that, and I would continue to do that Richford would go out of the trash business. Would have to stay the same for a year. It wouldn't require a special election because there's a primary election in August, and we can piggyback on that.
Okay.
And the last time, because I misread as the town meeting day to back up the time for the hearings, I didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
Okay, certainly I would have enough time now if the board says we want to go out of the trash business. So I think we all admit that it's a significantly uncontrollable broken system. And we've talked and talked about, and I apologize to this board for arguing with Carl because that's totally inappropriate. But finding facts are easy. Fixing the system is not. And you've done it for years.
Yeah.
I did it before, I'm doing it now. I really think if we just made the proposal to change the charter and see how it works out. If they don't want to change the charter, then we're still gonna have to figure it out. But I truly think that's the cleanest way to deal with it. Make the break, provide them all the information about trash haulers that are interested in setting up, you guys live out in the town, I don't know if you use the same hauler or whether it's different. You're certainly not bound to use anybody in particular.
So what I guess, I understand where you're going to. And my thought is you want to involve the people of the town, if there's anyone willing to get different ideas. I agree with this, I don't think the stickers is the right way to go, just because of what's taking place.
But you have to have Vermont law, the universal recycling law, indicates you have to control the volume of trash that's generated at the residential level.
Okay.
We are currently, and I don't want to say it on camera, but not in compliance with all aspects of it.
Okay.
The statute says that you have to have either a stickering system or a single container system to regulate the amount of trash that goes out. You have to include curbside recycling in any amount. There's certain specifics, like if you start putting out incorrect recycling, like styrofoam, or you don't break down your boxes or whatever, then they don't have to take it. But that's part of the law. And also we got a waiver based on the yard waste collection by doing it in the spring and doing it in the fall for, whatever, a week, 2 weeks, whatever it was. And they said that's fine. But we're not in compliance, like Sherry said, with any of the composting. And technically that should happen.
But that's up to the hauler, isn't it?
No, it's up to the state trash police, which there are none. See, it's like,
But,
it's like so many things that the state has done.
so the hauler has to abide by the recycling, right?
Yes.
Okay, so wouldn't that fall on the hauler itself, being the same,
Not the composting,
no?
because we'd have to charge a rate for it, to collect for it. Your haulers don't do it out by your house. You don't even have a recycling dumpster, do you?
Well, they can recycle if you want.
I got my own compost pile.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but but you're not recycling, and
Yeah,
it's just,
John offers a recycling thing in the town too.
Yeah.
He comes around Thursday and picks up recycling,
Yeah.
and Tuesday for garbage.
So,
and is he doing the recycling for free?
Yeah, well, it's included in your trash.
Yeah, okay,
cost, you know.
okay. But technically, the town, the municipality has some responsibility for that. And it's just like, you know, cause I'm on the solid waste board and there's towns that are doing it and there's towns that aren't doing it. And, you know, that's a lot of sleight of hand. And it's more of the state wants to see a cooperative effort. You know, they're not gonna come in and start enforcing things because, you know, I threw out half a chicken in my garbage, you know. But we have to be cognizant of that stuff, and it's further gonna complicate the trash service as we go forward. And I don't think, we've involved people all along, including Mr. Weatherby, in terms of, I don't think,
I guess what I'm thinking is you get more than one voice on the table that's really concerned about the trash. And Carl's passionate about it, you're passionate on your end of it, and I'm sure there's a few others out there that would like to voice their opinion. And personally, you know, I look at it in stickers, I think it's not the solution. I kinda like the idea of the container, X amount of dollars per container, per cycle, or per week, you know, this is what you pay, it's a service, it's the same thing as having a dumpster.
that's correct.
And you're able to fill it and go from there. The people that have the containers, you know who you're picking up from and who you're not picking up from.
That's correct. And I think if we got out of the trash business,
Yeah.
that's what you would do. You would inform them, look, there's Weatherby's and Sylvester's and Sewell's and Duffy's and this S&S trucking
I think
We're all
getting
that
out of
supply
it
road
would cause a healthy
What's that?
And there's those
competitive
supply
market
containers
between
to the
those
person.
oh yeah.
guys.
I
They would find
think
better service.
the biggest thing right now is that it's way more inexpensive to do it in the town right now.
Well, John told me this course was when he first took over, that he would have kept everybody at the same rate because it's drop, 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 drop. You know, or pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up.
Mhm.
It wasn't like driving miles in between, so the rate would be just as low.
Well, and
Because this one
just so
little
that you
area
know,
over.
he owns some property and he's thinking, you know, he thinks about a lot of things. Potentially talking about a transfer station in town. And that would be simply to have his trucks go there. He could have public collection there as well, but it wouldn't be a full drop-off site, and he'd save on all the gas and mileage going over to the dump all the time. He'd just accumulate it, take it once, you know, instead of going 4 times a day when you get a lot of trash. So, but again, that, I don't think that's a town issue. I really, this is so broken.
It is a town issue because it's chartered right now.
Right.
So it is a town issue. Until the charter's changed, it will be a town issue.
Right.
So this is where we've gotta either figure out what we're doing and put in for a charter change. And that's not to say, you know, if we put in for the charter change and it's voted down, we still have to come up with a solution.
Right.
So this is, you gotta look at it 2 different ways. Well,
If there was
the
one,
if the town's people don't wanna do this, what are we gonna do to solve the problem?
you tell me.
And that's why I just mentioned.
And we can have meetings, but that's fine. I can schedule some meetings after town meeting day, but if we go too long with that, then we're gonna miss our opportunity to warn the hearings to get out of the business.
So you gotta figure out what's the latest date that you have, which is what, 3
Soon.
months?
Yeah, it's not 90 days, it's, I gotta look at the statute, but, the first meeting, the first hearing, has to be, I believe, 60 days. And then, the second meeting has to be within 30 days, but not fewer than 14 days. And, then when it goes to an actual vote is another 30-day window. So you're talking about 4 months. And if you're looking to get on a ballot in August, you're talking now. I mean, it's pretty close.
Isn't there a loophole, another way in that charter that you can have it voted out by the special services district?
Yeah,
and
if-
go to the town?
That's, we're still awaiting a legal opinion, that nobody can tell us whether the entire town votes on it or just the special district.
It's a town charter.
And-
Yeah, but it's only applies to the special district.
And in
And
the
it
thing, I
says
think
in the charter
Right.
that you provide a service to the special district.
and
which
they
we
can
could
vote
do.
it out. And I think in the charter.
Well, they
it says
can vote it out,
That's
yeah.
what I mean, there's
but-
another way around it if.
Special
Yeah,
services
I'm
district.
pretty
Yeah.
sure the lawyer told me
It's
that
the old
when I was
village,
talking
yeah.
to
Yeah.
her,
It's the old
Yeah.
village,
that if it goes to a town vote, the whole town votes on it.
right.
She said that would be one way to get it
Possibly
out of there.
put it through, because people
Because-
in the town, they're, yeah,
So what I'm saying is basically don't count it out until it's voted out.
Right,
Prepare for something that, you know, we might have to deal with it. That's,
I understand that, and,
she also said.
there isn't a solution, that's,
And you had looked at it too, that it's, the wording could be kind of put in two different ways.
I mean, we
We
could
have
have a
to supply
special district only, when they check in at the polling place,
Right,
they have to say, you know, here's your address, is this address correct, you're in the special district, here, you get one of these ballots. If you're not in the special district, you don't get one.
right. But the
And-
wording of the charter, isn't it, you can actually go two ways with it. It says we have to supply or we have to manage.
No, we have to provide the service.
So we could actually provide the service by hiring somebody to do the service, put it up to bid, do the service, they do their own billing, but we provide what they can bill.
But,
We're still providing the service.
yeah,
And that's what
but,
she had told me too.
yeah, but
That's where we got,
they're
that's
saying,
where
they're
I am.
saying now that that isn't really providing a service. All you're doing is,
We're putting it out to bid, we're hiring the company that's providing the service.
it's
And we're
not what they're
controlling what
telling
they're
us.
being billed.
And that's what VLCT is telling us, not our attorneys now, so.
Right,
I don't know, it's,
Basically the same as water and sewer, isn't it? We're hiring that service done, we're
Exactly.
subcontracting it out.
correct.
no, but we collect and bill. They don't handle
We
money,
do that.
and that's part of the problem with this.
That's the,
There's a job for your administrator.
Well, if that's the
Maybe I'll
administrator's
try
job, it would be full-time doing that.
yeah.
Anyway, okay, I will not introduce that motion.
All right. Is that everything?
Yes, please.
Your motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Hearing none?